Dudes, dudettes, today's task. If you don't know the story of this engine, I rebuilt it. It's got all fresh parts in it. They were all allegedly quality OEM. Everything apart from, well, basically new pistons. Actually, it's easier to just tell you that the crank was not changed. Size was good, tolerance is fine. Basically everything else, pistons, the lot, so the only thing apart from conrods is new in this engine. And after about 3,500 Ks, I started getting a ticky lifter and it became really annoying. I've tried different oils, thin, thick, all sorts, and it just didn't go away. It has got a lot quieter lately, which is not such a good thing, and I'll show you why. I'm going to fire it up, and this is from cold, so have a listen. It sounds good, yeah? Sounds nice. Apart from that, tick, and the first cold rev, listen to the miss. See that? I think I have a dead lifter. I actually think it's popped up and then stuck there, and we are going to find out whether it was user error, i.e. me, but I doubt that very much because it was fine, or whether, as people are saying, and I'm finding out, that the lifters and the quality of the parts these days ain't up to scratch. So I've got a set of Crower lifters to go in this, which were highly recommended. So now I'm going to set this down the bottom, show you my setup, drop coolant, do all that, and I'm going to get to these lifters. We're going to put the new ones in, set the preload, do everything right, and see if that helps fix the problem. If it don't, it doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, I'm on a time frame now for personal reasons, so anyway. If it doesn't fix it, oh well, at least I know I've got a good set of lifters in there now. Alright, I'll move it, we'll go from here. And here we have the new Crower lifters. They are currently, there you go, Crower. Yeah, currently I've just dumped them in a tub full of oil. And as you can see, they are gently and slowly filling with oil and getting all the lube inside that they need. I'll leave them probably until tomorrow. But for now, they can just be soaking away, doing their thing. I didn't know whether to do that or not, but common consensus, it's what you do. So, next. So to get to these lifters, the inlet manifold's got to come off. And the process for that is drop coolant, remove hoses, remove throttle and cruise control cable, remove heater hoses, alternator's got to come off, top hose has obviously got to come off, the bottom cover, so that bit's got to come off, and then disconnect the fuel from the regulator at the back, get the coil off and pushed out the way, disconnect the fuel feed in there, expose all the bolts for the inlet manifold there, eat my spinach and lift it out, and have a look under there, and yeah, should be a interesting process. Now if you're going in to do lifters, you really should already probably have a basics of mechanics. I'm not going to show you how to get this inlet manifold off. I'm just going to go ahead and do it because basically I can't be bothered to be filming it. I haven't got the time. I need to just get on with this and get it done. So I'm just going to pull it all apart. And if you're going to do it, go get the RAVE, R-A-V-E manual off the net and follow the instructions for that. And the next time you see me, I should have all of this off and we'll be looking down into the valley the depths of the valley, and yeah, we'll have a look at the lifters. Just one more little tip. I've put some of these underneath it because I'm working on gravel, and as some of you may know, you drop a screw, nut, bolt down into black gravel, it's gone. No matter what you do, just bloody disappears. So I've put a few of these underneath just in case, for when I do drop a nut or a screw or a bolt, and makes your life a bit easier. Haven't got to be laying underneath it much, just basically get coolant now and that's it. But I'm doing this just to make it so that if I do drop something, I can find it. Little tip. And because I'm working outside, I got my trusty camp table, and I'm going to lay everything out on there, and this is my workshop for the next couple of days. And we are getting there. Just the last two clampy things and the actual manifold gasket to come off, and we get to explore. Yeah, this is a pain in the ass, but anyway, got to be done. And we're in. And yeah, to the naked eye, buggered if I know. So what I'm going to do is turn it over by hand and just measure some clearances. See what preload. Oh, actually wasted. Scratch that. It's a waste of time because they're now full of oil. So yeah, what I'm going to do, take the rockers off, pull all these suckers out. Good morning, dudes, dudettes. And yes, it is the next morning. So we've got to the point on these where I have shimmed the rocker pedestals, which you can see. Where is it? There, that little black line there is a shim. There's one on each of the pedestals all the way up, and that sets the preload, which is the gap between the cup of the lifter and the circlet. And that wasn't at all tedious. It only took me 3 hours of taking them on and off and on and off and on and off to get them all set right, but they're all between 0.02 and 0.04, and which is great because that's in tolerance. I had to put the thickest shim in that I had, and yeah, it was an interesting process getting that done. And so yeah, the next stage now is basically clean the faces, wipe it all down, and put it all back together again. So that's the process for now, is putting it back together. What I found with the old lifters is one of these old lifters in here, I can't remember which one it is now. I think it's that one there. Second or third one in. One was hung open. It was locked up high. And that could be manufacturing issue, but it could also be user error when I did the rebuild of not doing the preload. And here we have the old lifters. And I thought I'd just have a quick look just to see if I could see anything. If you remember, I said it was the ones that were in this corner. Well, here we go. There's these two. And I've got an old adjustable push rod here out of the old motor. I've been through every one of these, all of them, and they all react the same way. So you try and push down, and no, not a chance. This one, now this is the only one that's any different, and see that? I'm not putting any force on that at all. Nothing. And it's easily going down. Well, what is that? Let's have a look. We've got probably 3 mil of easy compression. Every other one is as solid as a rock. So, answers on a postcard, dudes, dudettes. I definitely was right. I have had a bad lifter. that one. Was it because I didn't do preload, or was it, as I suspect, poor quality parts? But that was an interesting little exercise then. Yeah, it's she got no tension at all. And all the rest do. So that's a faulty part. Question is why. Anyway, there you go. Next. So lesson to myself and lesson to anybody watching this is, if you do a rebuild on one of these and you have the heads shaved, which is what I had to do, obviously I had all the heads rebuilt. I didn't have it decked, but I did have the head shaved. I think this has been done twice, these heads. And basically you're chopping thickness off your head, but you're still pushing the rockers down to the same level, which means that, yeah, your push rods don't change length, so your rockers are closer to the lifters. And I think what was happening is that one that hung open was just up at the edge of its tolerance, because I didn't preload them before, and it had hung open, and therefore on cold the valve was just hanging open just a little bit. So hopefully I've not burnt a valve. But these new ones, these Crower ones, I measured them all. I even went that far. They are beautiful. They're all intolerant, so all good. I used the thickest shim to set that all up, cleaned up everything, make sure it's all good, and now I just got to put it all back together again. So I'm going to start the process. Just going to let you know here, when we're talking preload, there is measurements. So come on, focus. That measurement right there is 0.06, and that one there like that is 0.045, and that one right there is 0.02. And these are literally coat hanger, and I hammered the end of this across the top of a lump hammer and bent it over, hammered it down, measured it with micrometer, make sure it was good, wrote down the measurements, and basically I know they're right because I can get the 0.02 in between the circlip and the cup, but I can't get the 0.45 in between the circlip and the cup. Hence, therefore, it's somewhere in between them two. So if you're going to do this job, yeah, just make your own. Coat hanger, bent over. It has to be fairly thin, very short. Get some micrometers, measure them up, use them. Right, I'm getting back to putting it together again. Just another little tip. Now, all I've done is left this overnight. Yes, it's been a very wet, yucky time overnight. But these faces, you'd think, you know, maybe you don't have to clean them, don't have to worry about them because they were fresh when the rebuild was done. Yeah, you've got to clean them. I just give them a clean just with some brake clean, and obviously spray the brake clean on the rag and wipe them down. Don't spray brake clean in there. And a lot of gunk and bits of old gasket came out of there. So always clean your faces before you go putting everything back together. So it's into little rubber ones. I'll put a bit of sealant on it. I've got some sealant here somewhere. I've got some sealant. It's Worth's general purpose, good quality stuff. So I've got some sealant here somewhere, which I better find. I don't know where the hell I put it. Oh, there it is, look. See, I'm so organised. So I got some of this, and I've read about it, and it basically does everything. Thank you, Matt. That's my boss at work. Give me that. Nice one. Appreciate that. So, bit of sealant where it's meant to be. I'm not going to overdo it. I won't be using any sealant on the inlet gasket because I didn't last time. It didn't need it. So, bit of sealant on the back of there, on that black one. A rubber. Same one goes here. That down. Then the gasket. Then the two metal brackets. And you basically put the bracket in finger tight almost. This says ½ pound torque pressure. So put that in, just hold the gasket in place, and then once you've got these bits, which are these bits here that go on the end, which I will give a bit of a clean, once you've got them in almost just over finger tight, then and gasket on, then you put the inlet manifold on, and then you tighten everything down. So that's my next process. I'm not going to run you through it. It's straightforward, and the manual covers all of it. So I'm just going to do it, and we'll go from there. Just something else as well, I'm going to future-proof this. So I always put a little bit of anti-seize on the nuts and bolts where necessary. But yeah, if anyone else has to take this apart in the future, then at least the nuts and bolts will come out. So just a little tip for future proofing anyway. All right, anti-seize. Moment of truth. It's all buttoned up, everything's done. She's full of water, coolant, blah. Yeah, that was a ball ache. Ball ache, term from a guy called Ben. If you know who he is, you got some taste. Anyway, let's hit the key time, let's see what happens. Oh well. Sound like that, I know. Until it clears up, not overly clear up, bro. Give it. You're gonna clear up quick. Dudes, dudettes, the 4-week update. Yeah, another cold start. Let's have a listen. See how we're going. And if anyone's wondering how I'm doing this throttling up, the bellows for the cruise control, if I pull that cable goes to the throttle linkage. I cheat rather than having to reach over to do that. I can do it back in. Alright. Now, yes, you shouldn't rev a cold engine. I know that, but this is just to see how it responds with the very first hit of the throttle. We'll see. I'm not expecting much, I'm expecting a bit of a miss. God, I wish I knew what that was. And I can smell petrol. Oh, that's probably from the back, it's blowing in. Yeah, I smell a bit of fuel. That mist is really annoying. I've checked every spark, all good. I've checked compression, all good. All the injectors are firing. I'm running out of ideas. But at least the lifter noise is gone, and she's nice. Red. Fine. I'm not going to go nuts with it because it is cold. Yeah, but she's quiet. It's good. And this is warm. not bad. Once it's warm, like I said, she's good as gold. So please, like, share, subscribe, that would be awesome. And yeah, see what I do next. Thank you, bye bye.